Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News, it's Labor Day and many are wrapping up with summer with large gatherings. Why this holiday is causing concern with health experts. Plus, the Murdaugh murder mystery continues to evolve this morning. Alex Murdaugh shot in the head on the side of the road, the latest in this case. And a police shootout, several people dead in Florida. What we've learned so far about the gunman. It is right now 6 o'clock on your Monday morning, and you're looking live from our Skyview 22 camera on top of the Homewood Suites on the river. Thanks so much for starting your Monday with us right here on WJCL 22. I'm Emma Hamilton. Let's get a check of that certified most accurate forecast with our meteorologist, Melissa Hall. Melissa, I'm sure many people wondering, heading out either to the beach, on the boat for Labor Day, what can we expect out there?
Well, Emma, fortunately, conditions today are going to be very nice to head out to the beach. There's a little 20% chance of a shower, but it's nothing that should make you cancel your plans or change them. It's just a very light chance for a shower. That's where that WJCL 22 News app will come in handy, let you know if they do start to pop up. There's something else you'll need to be aware about when you walk out the door this morning. We got some fog out there, mainly just patchy, and as you can see, it's Screven into Hampton and down near McIntosh as well. The rest of us, though, waking up to fairly clear skies, as you see there at Harbor Town. It is calm. That flag normally it'd be blowing behind me. Not today. We don't have any breeze out there. And when you do this afternoon, it's going to start coming back out of the south. 75 right now, mild start. It won't be mild long. We'll be in the upper 80s by lunchtime. So if you got a tea time, well, get that water bottle handy. It is going to be feeling like summertime. That real feel back into the mid 90s, even though it's only going to top out in the low 90s. Humidity starts to take over. Rain chances actually start to take back over the second half of the week, potentially because of Invest 91L. And if you plan on heading out to the beach later in the week, Hurricane Larry wants to bring some dangerous conditions at the coast. A lot to get to, Emma. I'll show it all to you in that certified most accurate forecast.
Melissa, thank you. Taking a live look at traffic this morning, we are at I-95 near Darien and McIntosh County, where things are very quiet out there this morning. Well, that's probably because it is, of course, Labor Day. And for those of you who don't know, the first Monday in September is set aside to honor and recognize the American labor movement. The holiday dates back to the 1800s. Historic achievements of the labor movement include the 40-hour, 5-day work week, the outlawing of child workers, and many safety laws that protect the American worker. Well, with the holiday comes more concerns about a rise in COVID rates. According to the data from the Department of Health and Human Services, nearly 100,000 people in the U.S. are hospitalized with COVID-19 right now. This as the U.S. inches toward the 650,000 COVID deaths. Right now, the COVID case surge is nearly the worst it's ever been in both Georgia and South Carolina. On Friday, Georgia saw its third highest daily COVID case count ever, with more than 12,400 people testing positive. And just last Saturday, the state saw its second highest case count. Another big spike in South Carolina. You can see here nearly 4,700 people testing positive on Wednesday alone. Those are the latest numbers that we have from the state. And people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 may want to roll up their sleeves just one more time. Dr. Anthony Fauci says a third dose of the vaccine could be necessary in the fight against the pandemic.
Remember, we made it a 2-dose regimen. We were dealing with an emergent situation. We needed to get those vaccines out because they were life-saving. And in fact, they have been life-saving. What we're observing now, not only here in the United States, but in other countries, including Israel and the UK, that the durability of the protection tends to wane, particularly in the context of the Delta variant.
Now, according to the CDC, more than 62% of people in the U.S. have had at least one shot, while 53% of the nation is fully vaccinated. The Temple of Glory Community Church and CORE, or better known as Community Organized Relief Effort, are joining together to administer free COVID-19 vaccines to people in the hostess city. The church says they're willing to do whatever it takes to help fight this virus.
It's just one step, it's one step in the right direction. It's so many things are happening, so many funerals, graveside services, and we have to do our part. And so we're very grateful for the vision of our bishop that wants to make sure that we do our part here at the Temple of Glory.
Now, if you missed the clinic yesterday, don't worry, you can get your shot today. That event is on River Street today across from Tubby Seafood from 10 o'clock this morning until 5 p.m. And here's a look at the latest vaccination rates in our area. In Georgia, 44% of people are fully vaccinated. South Carolina, 48% of people are fully vaccinated there. With Americans packing stadiums, beaches, and airports, the pandemic threatens to take a darker turn, especially with winter right around the corner. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports from Washington with the potential problems that could lie ahead.
This morning, large Labor Day weekend crowds are prompting new concerns about the nation's worsening COVID crisis. Packed stadiums across the country, welcoming the return of college football. More than 3.5 million people screened at U.S. airports between Friday and Saturday, about the same number as in 2019.
I don't really shy away from holidays or anything. I just that sometimes those are the best times to travel. It's the most fun.
Amid the scenes of pre-pandemic life, some hospitals are struggling to keep up with rising COVID cases and deaths.
Nobody's masked, and people are like, yeah, it's all open, it's all free, and it's devastating to me.
The U.S. is averaging nearly 150,000 infections per day, 13 times the level in June. And more than 1,100 people are dying from COVID in the U.S. every day, most of them unvaccinated.
Today, I'm taking care of a man in his mid-40s. He's unvaccinated, who's an otherwise healthy person who's now in here dying with COVID.
And now new questions about when some booster shots will be available. Dr. Anthony Fauci telling CNN Pfizer's boosters will be ready by the Biden administration's September 20th target, but Moderna's could be delayed.
What you might see is rather than the simultaneous rolling out of the booster program of both those products, you may be sequential by about a week or two.
There are new concerns for Americans who lost their jobs during the pandemic. Millions of people will lose their unemployment benefits today when 3 federal programs expire. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Here at home, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is still trying to figure out who shot Alex Murdaugh in the head on Saturday. His wife and son, Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, were found shot to death at their family's hunting lodge 3 months ago. Now, according to SLED, Alex called 911 around 1:30 on Saturday afternoon. He told a dispatcher he had been shot on Old Sakahatchee Road near Varnville. We're told Murdaugh's gunshot wound was, quote, superficial. SLED personnel arrived on scene to investigate just after 3:30. They worked throughout the night, collecting evidence, processing that crime scene, interviewing potential witnesses, and following up on potential leads. At this point, no arrests have been made. And there is so much to unpack in this investigation, which is why we've compiled the timeline for you, dating all the way back to 2015. You can check it out now on our website. That's WJCL.com. And you can see much more on this developing story coming up on Good Morning America. That airs right after our show at 7 o'clock. A horrifying scene out of Florida. Police wounding and capturing a man they say was heavily armed after a shootout. ABC's Alex Brochet tells us officers found 4 bodies, including a mother cradling her child.
A community outraged, trying to understand this deadly rampage in Central Florida.
And there's not enough adjectives or descriptives to point out how angry I am with him or how sad I am for the family.
The Polk County Sheriff says 33-year-old Brian Riley brutally killed 4 people in a home, including a 3-month-old and the family dog. Around 4:30 this morning, deputies responding to 911 calls and volleys of gunfire. Upon arrival, they found a driveway lined with glow sticks and a truck on fire.
It's an ambush situation. Subject has armor.
They say Riley, dressed in camouflage, retreated inside the house and opened fire on deputies as they tried to enter through the back door, starting a gunfight. Riley finally surrendering after suffering a gunshot wound. And tonight, we're learning more about his background. Riley honorably discharged from the Marines. He was designated a sharpshooter and has virtually no criminal history. Today, law enforcement says he claimed to be on meth.
He says at one point to our detectives, they begged for their lives and I killed them anyway. He's evil in the flesh.
There was a 5th victim inside that home. An 11-year-old girl shot multiple times. She was rushed to the hospital. And as of right now, law enforcement say they see 0 connection between that alleged shooter and the victims. Alex Brochet, ABC News, Washington.